Hey everyone, it's Austin. I wanted to make a video real quick, just a short one. It's actually the second one that I planned to post. I thought my other one would post by now, but I don't know, there might be something wrong with it. I might have to go and sort it out. But it's just going to be a quick video because I just want to have a more, I guess, direct talk about things. And for lack of a better term, a more authentic talk, I feel. Not that what I put on the podcast and the other parts of the channel is fake. It's just that sometimes I kind of lose touch with how I'm feeling when I'm recording because I get really into it and I start to be talking more and more positive, which is good and all, and I want to keep it that way as much as I can. But there's stuff that's not tapped into sometimes, and it's not that I'm here to vent about it. I'm just here to talk about it so I can correlate it with something that is, I guess, relatable, I think. And I guess what I have to talk about today is that sometimes I've struggled with since I was a kid, allowing myself to just be in tune with how I really feel about myself, whether it's blocking out emotions or trying to do something to make myself feel better. I've gone to great lengths just to kind of feel like things can just be okay all the time. Sometimes it feels like the emotions I have are like a sign of not weakness, but a sign of potential, I guess, a potential bad thing starting to happen. That with all the work I've done, if I start to feel a certain way, it might mean that I'm falling back into an old, habit, or I'm falling into an old way of doing things, and that is a very scary thing for me. I don't want to be doing old stuff that was harmful because my past is very harmful. I don't want to do that. But I also don't want to do the thing that I used to always do in the past, which is hide myself, from myself mainly, and tell a lie to say that everything's just fine. And if it's not just fine, that I have everything under control. Because for me, I feel like that kind of it allows me to get more disconnected from God. It also allows me to be more disconnected from myself. And as someone who prides themselves in their awareness and introspection and just being able to reflect on things, I do I do struggle at many times with the stuff that is very deep. I've pulled a lot of things up from the ground and I've put them in a place where I can see them, but it doesn't mean I've pulled up everything. There's still many, many, many things that are deep buried in the ground that I haven't really done anything about yet in a full way because who would? Deep unconscious things in my spirit, in my inner child that I still need to work through. And I think the remnants of that and the result of it starts to pop up and I just get scared of it, like anyone. And I guess the biggest thing I worry about is that influences others in a bad way. Not just the impact of what I do, but the impact of how I present it. I don't want anyone who's watching this, no matter how small the audience, to see someone doing that isn't walking the walk. That's the problem. And I don't want that for myself either. Because if it's for myself, it's very easy to lie and say to myself that you are doing one thing when you're doing the other. And so I guess I just call on you guys as much as possible, just as much as me, so we can look at each other and say, what's going on there? So basically, I'm clouded today. What I'm trying to say is that a call to arms for anyone who's dealing with the same thing as me, to look at yourself inside and out, see what's there, and feel it, and don't be afraid to feel it. If you don't feel comfortable reaching out and talking to someone, that's fine for now. Like, I guess for me, I need to hear this as much as you guys might be needing to hear this. But for me, the biggest danger is that I don't even acknowledge that any of this stuff is there in any real way, and that I don't pray on it, that I don't ask God for guidance in it, because then I'm truly alone in it. I don't want to be truly alone in this stuff. I want to be talking to as many people as I can, but most of all, I want to be talking to God because He can hear me and He knows exactly how I'm feeling. If I don't feel that, if I don't acknowledge it and note it and do something about it, not just to get rid of it, not to get rid of it at all, but to treat it and cope with it, all of a sudden I'm just going to be putting myself down, shaming myself in a way, being like, oh, you're too messed up to even get through this problem. You're too messed up for God to even work His magic through you. You're too messed up to use your coping skills because you've used them and this still happens. That's a really crappy thing to feel. And I don't want that for anyone. And so if I'm pushing out my podcast and I'm telling a story or I'm giving advice or I'm doing anything, validating and supporting, look, I don't have to be perfect. In fact, I can't be. And I don't even have to be doing well. But I have to at least be doing something. Something, you know? Be feeling like there's something being done in my life to address the same issues that I'm talking about on my show. And if I don't do that, I'm going to feel the pain. If there's no one watching, it's still a problem. You know, I'm going to feel a lot of pain. I'm going to feel a lot of repression. That kid inside of me, that young child who got traumatized and put through the ringer, is being suppressed. He's not being accepted. And if this relates and resonates to you at all, please allow it to, and allow yourself to think about it, because I need to do the same, you know? But I guess just the only advice I could give to myself and you is to just trust God and keep hoping and praying. Seriously. And from there, you know, no matter what you're doing in the more outward action, the more, you know, no matter what you're doing, at least keep that regimen going. The trust in God, the faith, the prayer. And from there, maybe just work on like telling yourself the story that is true about what's going on. And if that can't happen, just keep praying and hoping. Someday it will come. This is more of a note to self than anything. I need to hear it. And I guess just like pray for me and I'll pray for you if you need it. That's all for today. See ya!